away and stolen by Jalen Williams, 7th in the league in steals. Wiggins the lob. Oh my goodness! Jalen Williams with the one-hand throwdown off the alley-oop.
Ja Morant has finally broken his silence. What he said in the aftermath has stunned fans and analysts alike. Following Sunday's catastrophic 131-80 Game 1 loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder, Morant delivered a message that nobody saw coming, especially given the historic defeat circumstances. The Grizzlies were demolished in the series opener, suffering a 51-point defeat that officially stands as the worst playoff loss in franchise history and the 5th highest margin of defeat in NBA playoff history. The Thunder led by as many as 56 points during the game and were so comfortably ahead that their starters didn't even play in the fourth quarter. When faced with questions about this historic collapse in his post-game press conference, Morant's response was shockingly direct and defiant. He told reporters matter-of-factly,
"We'll never, play that bad again."
This 7-word guarantee, delivered without hesitation or qualification, has become the defining statement from the debacle and sent ripples through the NBA community. What makes Morant's message stand out is that he spoke up when most players would have made excuses. The two-time All-Star came into the game with an ankle injury he got during the Grizzlies' play-in loss to the Golden State Warriors last Tuesday. The injury was bad enough that he had to get a shot on Thursday, just before Memphis won their playoff spot by beating the Dallas Mavericks. Yet when directly questioned about whether the ankle had impacted his performance against the Thunder, Morant stunned reporters with his response.
I felt good. I was available.
He refused to hide behind the injury or use it as an explanation for the team's dismal showing, taking full accountability instead. The crushing defeat saw Morant as the only Grizzlies starter to score in double figures, finishing with 17 points on 6 of 17 shooting, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, and 1 three-pointer. He and Marvin Bagley III, who also scored 17, were the only Memphis players to register more than 9 points in the embarrassing blowout. Context makes this loss even more painful for Memphis. According to ESPN research, it ranks as the 5th highest margin of defeat in any NBA playoff game, with the last defeat this lopsided occurring in 2015 when the Chicago Bulls toppled the Milwaukee Bucks by 54 points. The historical significance wasn't lost on the team or its leadership. Grizzlies interim coach Tuomas Isalo attempted to find a silver lining in the disaster, telling reporters, "Luckily for us, there's only one way from this, and that's up. We will analyze it, we'll learn from it, and then we will fix those things that hurt us." But there were a lot of things. Meanwhile, teammate Desmond Bane tried to maintain perspective on the series as a whole. At the end of the day, it's one game. If we lose by 50 or lose on a buzzer beater, the series is still 1-0. Not the result we wanted, for sure, but still got a good opportunity to get one on the road in 2 days. But wait, there is more. Morant also faced heat for how he acted during the blowout. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith called him out after cameras showed Morant smiling on the bench with teammates, even though the Grizzlies were losing by over 50 points in the fourth quarter. Smith said on ESPN,
"I know the brother is an elite competitor. I know he's a star. But people don't want to see you laughing when you're getting your ass kicked like that. You know what I'm saying? You want to see somebody ticked off, especially if you're a fan, because you're emotionally invested. And at that particular moment, it gives you questions. It provides a question mark for you as to whether or not that cat's invested. You got vacation plans already?"
Smith also noted that this wasn't the first time Morant exhibited such behavior during a playoff blowout, referencing the Grizzlies' last playoff appearance in 2023 against the Los Angeles Lakers, when they lost by 40 points. "You lost by 51, Smith continued. "Y'all down 50 and you on the bench laughing? I don't want to see that. I don't think anyone in Memphis wants to see that." This crushing loss couldn't have come at a worse time for Morant and the Grizzlies. The team was the number 1-2 seed in the West at the All-Star break, aiming to go from lottery team to real contender. But a rough second half and the firing of head coach Taylor Jenkins have changed everything, raising serious doubts about the team's future. Now, even Morant's future in Memphis is being questioned. Former NBA All-Star DeMarcus Cousins recently suggested the Houston Rockets should try to trade for him, saying, "Why not go get a Trae Young or a Ja Morant to run your point and then add a guy like Kevin Durant? you easily move into a top 3 team in the West. While the Grizzlies front office has consistently shut down any talk of potentially moving on from their franchise player, some analysts believe an embarrassing playoff exit could potentially lead to Morant himself asking for a change of scenery. As Cousins noted, a player with all the talent in the world to be a perennial All-NBA player might benefit from a fresh start if the current situation in Memphis continues to deteriorate. What makes this situation even more remarkable is that Morant has been under intense scrutiny throughout this entire season. After missing the first 25 games due to a suspension stemming from incidents involving displaying a firearm on social media, he has faced immense pressure to rehabilitate both his image and the Grizzlies' playoff hopes. Morant's injury struggles have added to an already tough road. After playing only 9 games last season, he's been pushing to return to All-NBA form. Despite a fresh ankle sprain, he's made no excuses, only a bold promise. With Game 2 set for Tuesday in Oklahoma City, 6:30 p.m. ET on TNT, all eyes are on him. The Grizzlies can't afford another blowout, and Morant is determined to make sure it doesn't happen again. In a league where players often deflect responsibility or offer lengthy explanations for poor performances, Morant's promise, "We'll never play that bad again," stands out for its directness and conviction. The basketball world is now watching to see if he can transform this promise into reality and salvage both the series and, potentially, his future in Memphis.
Time, ball fake. Only 6 to shoot. Curry. Oh, Curry! He hit that from the Woodlands. Bro. Shot clock down to 7. Butler on Şengün. Sizes him up. Jimmy, sidestep jumper. Good! Oh, Jimmy buckets! 41 minutes, and he still has the legs to rise.
All that pressure is right up on you at half court. Use your quickness and blow by him.
They knock it away. Butler's ahead of the pack. Butler puts it down.
Game 1 between the Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets wasn't just another playoff matchup. It was basketball theater at its finest. The number 7 seed Warriors faced the number 2 seed Rockets as slight underdogs. But Golden State had other plans. They were determined to draw first blood in this series, regardless of what the odds suggested. Jimmy Butler, making his Warriors playoff debut, embodied this fighting spirit. The 6-time All-Star showed from the opening tip that he wasn't intimidated by the hostile Houston environment. Butler's confidence grew with each basket, connecting on 6 of 10 field goal attempts through the first 3 quarters. With 7:30 remaining in the third quarter, Butler did something that instantly became the talk of NBA Twitter. Already feeling himself after a strong performance, Butler pulled up from beyond the arc and drained his first triple of the evening. The shot pushed Golden State's lead to a commanding 20 points. What happened next captured the essence of playoff intensity. Butler immediately turned toward the broadcast table, locked eyes with NBA legend Reggie Miller, and pointed directly at him. TNT's Kevin Harlan, ever the professional, caught the interaction in real time.
Van Vliet fighting through it, and Butler's got it. Thompson picks up Butler. It's a 3. Butler puts it. Jimmy Butler. That's right. He points at Reggie Miller and said, "I'm doing my best impression of you."
Another courtside report claimed Butler actually yelled, "You like that?" while staring down the Hall of Fame sharpshooter. This wasn't just a random gesture. Butler, who isn't known as a three-point specialist, chose his moment perfectly to pay homage to one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Miller, now 59 years old, could only watch as Butler channeled his energy from the broadcast desk. The significance wasn't lost on anyone. Butler's 3 extended the Warriors' lead to 20 points, forcing Rockets coach Ime Udoka to call a timeout. It marked Butler's 18th point of the game. The interaction between Butler and Miller came during a game that featured dramatic momentum swings. Golden State built a substantial lead, going up by as many as 23 points at one stage. However, Houston refused to go quietly. The Rockets mounted a spirited comeback, finishing the third quarter on a 17-3 run to cut the Warriors' lead to just 9 points heading into the final frame. The score stood at 69-60 as the fourth quarter began, setting up what promised to be a tense finish. Golden State ultimately secured a 95-85 victory, successfully stealing home court advantage. Butler finished with an impressive stat line: 25 points on 10 of 19 shooting, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals. His two-way performance proved crucial in the Warriors' road win. Stephen Curry led all scorers with 31 points on efficient 12 of 19 shooting, including 5 three-pointers. The duo combined for 56 points, showcasing the potential of Golden State's revamped roster. To understand why Butler's gesture toward Miller resonated so deeply, you need to know the background between these two competitive spirits. Butler and Miller have shared a unique relationship over the years. It's a complex dynamic built on respect, occasional criticism, and mutual competitive fire. Miller, now in his role as a TNT analyst, has had plenty to say about Butler's game throughout the latter's career. In 2023, Miller delivered one of his most emphatic endorsements of Butler. Following a 56-point playoff performance with the Miami Heat, Miller called it the greatest playoff performance by any Heat player ever. This wasn't faint praise. Miller ranked Butler's game above legendary performances from Dwyane Wade and LeBron James. Miller has also defended Butler during controversial moments. When Butler attempted a contested game-winning 3 in the 2022 Conference Finals and missed, drawing criticism from many corners, Miller stood firmly in Butler's corner. "You go for the kill shot when you have the moment," Miller said, defending Butler's aggressive mentality. But their relationship hasn't always been harmonious. In 2020, when Butler received a flagrant foul for crowding Chris Middleton's landing space, Miller voiced his frustration. Though Miller directed most of his criticism at the rule rather than Butler personally, the tension was evident. This back and forth over the years created the perfect backdrop for Butler's pointed gesture on Sunday night. Butler's integration with the Warriors represents one of the season's most significant midseason acquisitions. The February 6th trade deadline deal that brought Butler to Golden State provided the jolt that Curry and the Warriors needed. In just a short time, Butler has embraced his role alongside Curry, whom he's taken to calling Batman. This superhero analogy has become a recurring theme in Butler's comments about his superstar teammate. Following Sunday's victory, Butler elaborated on this dynamic in a courtside interview with TNT's Allie LaForce.
Compete and try to steal one on the road.
There was one 3-point shot that Stephen made. He was like floating off in motion, and we panned over to a shot of you, and you're just shaking your head. I mean, the man continues to amaze, doesn't he?
He does. Like I always say, Batman comes out of nowhere. You never see him coming, then he just falls from the sky, from a building, behind the door, and does some incredible things, man. He's going to be the reason that we do win it all. We all know that, but we got to protect him at all costs.
Congrats on the first road win. Thanks, Jimmy.
Butler's willingness to embrace the Robin role alongside Curry's Batman speaks volumes about his championship mindset. For a player who has often been the first option, this adjustment demonstrates Butler's commitment to winning at the highest level. The 6-time All-Star clearly understands that while he'll play a significant role in any potential playoff success, Golden State will ultimately go as far as Curry carries them. If Butler's gesture toward Miller was the third-quarter highlight, Curry made sure to give Miller something else to react to in the fourth. With the Rockets having cut the lead down to just 3 points late in the game, Curry delivered one of his signature momentum-shifting shots. He hit an incredible step-back three-pointer over Rockets forward Amen Thompson, considered Houston's best defensive option against Curry, to beat the shot clock. Miller's reaction from the broadcast booth captured the moment perfectly. "No way," Miller said. "I mean, that's twice with the shot clock running down." The Hall of Famer could only watch in awe as Curry continued to defy conventional basketball wisdom with his shot-making ability. Curry's three-pointer helped restore the Warriors' breathing room in a game that had suddenly become too close for comfort. The Warriors' defensive performance stood out, particularly their ability to force turnovers. Golden State recorded 14 team steals and converted Houston's 17 turnovers into 25 points. This defensive disruption proved crucial in overcoming Houston's advantage on the glass. Rockets center Alperen Sengun posted 26 points and 9 rebounds, but committed 5 costly turnovers. Houston's backcourt struggled mightily, with Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet shooting a combined 7 for 34 from the field. The game flow featured several key runs. Houston started strong behind Sengun, who had 8 points and 6 rebounds in the first quarter. The Rockets led 19-12 when Tari Eason converted a steal into a fast break dunk with 3:20 left in the opening period. In the third quarter, Curry hit a shot over Jalen Green that was so impressive that TNT's Kevin Harlan shouted,
Moody will drive. Şengün will defend. Curry's got it. He and Butler, as I said, 18 apiece. He'll dance. He'll throw up a shot. Oh, my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Geometrically, that should not have happened. Wow, what a shot.
Minutes earlier came Butler's now famous three-pointer and gesture toward Miller.
Jimmy Butler is on his way to the Golden State Warriors. The deal includes sending Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick, all to the Miami Heat. Udonis Haslem, you're a resident member of the Miami Heat. What do you think of this trade?
I love it. I love it for both sides, but I love the fact that we get a backup point guard. We lost.
The Golden State Warriors' acquisition of Jimmy Butler has transformed the team's outlook for the 2024 to 2025 NBA season. The impact of this trade has been immediate and substantial, with the Warriors achieving a 3-1 record since Butler joined the roster. This remarkable turnaround has caught the attention of players, coaches, and fans alike, with veteran forward Draymond Green's recent comments about Butler capturing the basketball world's attention. Following the Warriors' 105-98 victory over the Houston Rockets, Green made a statement that encapsulated the transformative effect Butler has had on the team. Green said,
"He's a franchise changer. He's done that everywhere he's gone, and he is helping revitalize what we got here, the belief amongst this team now that he's arrived as opposed to what it was before he got here. It's night and day."
Green's bold assertion is supported by Butler's performance statistics. In his first 4 games with the Warriors, Butler has averaged 21.3 points, 7.0 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game. His shooting percentages have been impressive, with a 44.6% field goal percentage and an 85% free throw percentage on a substantial 10.0 attempts per game. The significance of Butler's arrival extends beyond mere statistics. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr has praised Butler's ability to close out games, a skill the team has desperately needed to complement Stephen Curry's offensive prowess. Kerr elaborated on Butler's impact, stating, "Jimmy, he's a real deal. I mean, just a complete basketball player, methodical, under control all the time, plays at his own pace, never turns it over, sees the game, and then can get to the line frequently." The Warriors' victory over the Rockets exemplified Butler's game-changing abilities. With the Warriors clinging to a 4-point lead late in the fourth quarter, Butler's return to the game at the 4 minutes 42 seconds mark sparked a crucial 9-2 run. This sequence, during which Butler contributed 4 points, effectively sealed the win for Golden State. Butler's final stat line for the game was impressive: 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists in 35 minutes of play. He shot 6 of 15 from the field and 1 of 4 from three-point range. His plus-minus of +10 was tied for the team lead with Moses Moody, highlighting his overall positive impact on the game. Green's praise for Butler extends beyond his on-court performance. The 4-time NBA champion has been particularly impressed with Butler's leadership and communication skills.
It's great.
Where's your chemistry level with him? Because it looks like you guys are developing that chemistry.
It's getting there. It takes a while, but Jimmy over-communicates, which is great. He doesn't leave anything in the gray area. He come like, "Hey, so what was I supposed to do there? What did you want me to do there?"
This emphasis on communication has been a hallmark of Butler's integration into the Warriors' system. Green recounted instances where Butler actively sought clarification on plays and responsibilities, demonstrating a commitment to seamless integration with his new teammates. Green explained,
"He come like, 'Hey, so what was I supposed to do there? What did you want me to do there?' He over-communicates about every play, sign of a true leader." And so,
the impact of Butler's arrival has reverberated throughout the Warriors organization, sparking renewed belief in the team's championship aspirations. This sentiment was perhaps most poignantly expressed in a conversation between Green and Stephen Curry, which Green shared on his podcast. Green said,
with what Steph is saying, like Steph just looked more free. But I'm gonna tell you, he looked like he got belief. That's all. Like that's all it is. Like
He energized.
Steph, he looked like he got belief. He said to me in Utah after the trade, he looked at me and he said, "Man, it's crazy because it just dawned on me that like this is it.
This is the last run.
Last ride. Like, and I said,
Yep.
let's do it. Like,
Let's ride. Let's ride to the wheels fall off. Guns blazing.
it was an emotional moment. But yeah, like Jimmy, man, it's crazy, brother. It's crazy because people draw, as you know, in this league,